Y'all, there's some really good deals out there. This video, we're gonna go over all of them, and the biggest one really being that we now have 5.8 months of inventory here in the Austin MLS. We're gonna talk about all of what that means. We're gonna talk about some of the deals going on and some of the actual numbers that back up and get rid of all opinion, show you what's actually going on. Let's jump right into it. What's going on, y'all? It's Mason Bleasdell, your Austin real estate agent, and today we are at Purely Provisions. This is a coffee shop that just opened up here in downtown Round Rock, and finally the rain has cleared away for a little bit. I thought it was a perfect day to enjoy the outside. In this video, want to go over a few different things, and at the end, stick around for it because I'm going to tell you a little bit about how we're buying one house right now with a buyer of mine, $80,000 under appraisal value, and another one $40,000 under. I want to just give you some context on those if you're trying to navigate through the Austin market. So stick around for that. But this video is to give you a true sense of what's going on, not just, my opinions, although I'll share those kind of at the end, but some true data that backs up where I'm coming from with these. So first, we're going to talk about the last 7 days, the new listings, what's gone pending, and of course, price drops as well, because that is the best indication of the right now that's going to lead us into next month's statistics. And also looking back on the closed stats from June of 2025 here, and then finally comparing that to 2024 to try to take the seasonality element out of it and show you, comparing year over year what we're looking at. So diving right in, the last 7 days of the days we're recording with this video, so this is July 9th through 16th, we saw 1,117 new listings go live. That is a little bit down from what we saw when we did this in May, but that's also pretty typical for this time of year. 961 homes went pending during that same week, also down a little bit, and 2,260 price drops. Now that is up a little bit from the last time that we did one of these, and again, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that at the end, so stick around for it. The big part of this video, though, is talking about the closed statistics for June, because this tells us where the market is at. Now, important to remember two things. First, this is the entire Austin Metro, the entire Austin MLS. So Austin and all of its surrounding suburbs. Every zip code is going to be very different. Again, talk a little bit more about that at the very end. I've got some really cool maps to show you, but this is a great way to just know what's going on in the Austin market. So looking at the statistics for June of 2025, first, we're looking at 3,231 homes closed. That is up from April, but down just a hair from May. Again, a lot of that's very seasonally expected to not only have good volume, but to be a little bit down from May is pretty typical. Looking at the average sales price, we're seeing $570,371, down just a hair from May, literally $1,000 just about. Again, pretty typical, but it's showing that pricing is staying pretty strong. Average percent of list price sales price ratio, 97.3%, same as we saw in May. And the average price per square foot at $254, down just $1 from what we saw in May at $255. Average days on market was also 64, down just 1 day from May. For this one too, I think it's really cool because this is the entire Austin Metro to look at medians. Median sales price was $430,000, the same as May. Median percent of list price sales price, 98%. Median price per square foot came out to $215 per foot. That's down just 1 from what we saw in May. And the median days on market remained the same, looking at 39 days. Now, what does all of this tell us? Market's stable. It's very interesting to see the volume of homes closed go down, but it went down so slightly. Again, a lot of this is, statistically speaking, April, May are usually our really, really strong months right when school lets out. That's when a lot of families tend to move for obvious reasons, and that's usually when you've got the most to choose from because that number of people are moving. It's encouraging to see that these prices are holding fairly steady. But again, I want to show you because, again, we've got a higher inventory than last month. We'll talk about more of that in a second. Now, taking the seasonality element out of it, we're going to look at that same time period, June of 2024, just to compare. So real quick on this one. Same month, 3,175 homes closed, so it actually a little bit less than what closed this same time this year. Average sales price was $558,000 last year. We are up about 10 grand from that.
Average percent list price sales price ratio, literally almost identical. And average days on market was 57. We have a little bit higher days on market now. Comparing, the median sales price then was $438,000, a little bit higher than where we are this year. Median percent of list price sales price ratio, the same at 98%, and the median days on market is 31, being a little bit down from where we are now. What can we draw as a conclusion from all of this? I mean, honestly, market's pretty stable, which is a nice thing. But speaking on that, want to talk a little bit about what I hinted in the intro. So my personal experience, I've got a couple of buyers under contract right now that we got especially good deals on. I'm going to put a heat map over. So this was a map that was pulled by Independence Title. This is going zip code by zip code, showing you the months of inventory for these different zip codes. Very, very interesting to see and compare these depending on the neighborhood. I know it sounds like such a real estate agent thing to say that it depends on where you live, but this map truly shows that. There's places with more limited inventory, with more competitive school districts, places that have very few homes for sale where people tend to live for a very long time. Those are really booming markets. You'll also see on this map a lot of the neighborhoods that had some of the biggest booms in 2021 and 2022, back in that COVID era when interest rates were extremely low, are having some of the highest months of inventory now as that market's settling back into where it probably should. For example, I shouldn't share where, but I've got two different buyers on two opposite ends of town. So I'll let you conclude from there. Both looking at 1 acre properties at right around the $1 million mark. We just got the appraisal back on one of them, $80,000 under the appraisal value, and we're quite a bit more than that underneath the list price for that home. And we just secured another $40,000 off of another one pending the appraisal on the other end of town. So kind of comparing two like homes on opposite ends of town, again, there's just, depending on where you are, there's a lot of homes for sale, and that's opening up a lot of really good deals for buyers. Now, if you're thinking about selling in this market, navigating this is super important. I just put a listing under contract with 4 days on market. It comes down to the preparation. In that case, I work with the seller. We got all the touch-up paint done. We stage the house. That's something I do for all of my listings at my own expense. And we do the video tours that Sam shoots for us, just doing everything we possibly can to make the house stand out, make it stand out from everything else that is for sale, because that's what matters right now, especially if you're out in some of the suburbs that have a lot of new build inventory. If we're competing with the builder, with their interest rate incentives, those kind of things. Now, the reality is we can get all of those things on a resale home, but most buyers don't realize that. It's more important than ever to stand out, to be competitive, and to just do anything we can to present your home as best as possible. If you're curious about what this means for you, for your exact situation, to make a game plan, whether you're looking to buy or you're looking to sell, I'd love to chat with you about this. It's always cool to see these numbers and really reflect on what these mean. Sell a decent number of homes every year, typically the Austin area and especially the north suburbs. But what this truly means and is reflected by out on the greater market is what helps us make our best game plan. Again, whether looking to buy or sell, if you're looking for a real estate agent who will work for you to help you navigate all of that, I would love the opportunity. You can reach out anytime. Call, text, or email. My info is on the screen and down below. That's me personally. You're going to reach out to me. I'll get right back to you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time.